total AI surveillance in vehicle. Bill, you've probably received several emails on this. By 2027, all cars will have AI surveillance with the ability to pull your car over if it's deemed you're not capable of driving. This driving tech is beyond dystopian. It will be photographing you and sending images to a database. Also, you always blame billionaire tech nerds, which is certainly called for, but it's Congress and politicians that pass laws allowing all of this. Yes, and they're bribed by billionaire tech nerds. They sell out. If you look at the yearly salary of all of these politicians, and then you look at what their portfolio is worth, like that Nancy Pelosi somehow makes 200 grand a year and she's worth $100 million. You can't do that. Honestly, that's all insider trading. That's all payoffs. It just is. Nobody is that lucky. Anyway, I live in a city, and it's infinitely harder to avoid feeding the tit of the evil than it was when I lived in the middle of nowhere. We can't afford to let up on the issue. Yeah, well, just go buy an old car. There you go. I drive old cars. That's what I do. I had a 2023 or 2024 F-250, and I got rid of it because of the technology. It was interacting with my phone and getting information from my phone and sending it to Ford Motor Company that they were just sharing with whoever. It's fucking horrible. This whole thing is horrible. And this is what they're doing this and all of this technology not to stop drunk drivers. What they're doing is you're going to be under surveillance. They're going to phase out cash. They are trying to set up a world where one person can actually run it. They've already seen people fighting wars on two fronts. They've seen the Romans spread their armies too thin. They've seen that. So what they need is access to everyone 24/7, to hear what you're saying, to see what you're doing, to shut off your car, to cut off your money, to pull you over. And, you know, all of you racist fucking idiots who don't mind that alligator Alcatraz, you know, that you're going to end up in there in the future, you know, with your beautiful white skin. If you say something wrong about the people in power later on, that's just what it is. They literally built their first re-education camp right in front of everybody. You just are so racist, you don't see yourself going into that van. I hate to say this, but that's how they do it. They divide and conquer, and then what happens is the water starts raising up, and by the time you realize it, it's up over your nose, and you're in the van. That's how it works. That's how it works. This is not, I'm not looking into a crystal ball. I'm looking at what has been done before. No, it's just beyond an invasion of privacy. And they're going to sell it with, like, you know, what if somebody kidnaps somebody? What if somebody does this? What if somebody does that? And then, you know, once again, you know, like I said, like, these people at the top are not good people. Like, you know, that whole, like, they're going to try to microchip your kid to save them from people like them. But they're going to have the technology to turn the chip on and off. So, like, what the fuck are we doing here? They're not. They're just going to monitor your kid to make sure your kid isn't going to rebel against them. But they're not going to try to save the kid unless someone else tries to save the kid. But if one of those billionaires wants your kid, they're going to know where your kid is and just come get him.